What's up, you guys? It's Paul from the 9 to 5 Investors Club channel here. In this video, I wanted to give you a quick update on why Fastly dropped nearly 30% today, especially 26% after hours, as well as some of my thoughts on some options plays that I'm making and what I'm looking forward to do with this massive drop in Fastly, okay? So first and foremost, if you have been paying attention to Fastly, you'll see that it did drop around 4% today, which is not too bad. But then after hours, it dropped a massive 26%, all the way down to almost $91, okay? Now, the reason because of that is because they had a press release where they reduced their Q3 revenue guidance from a previous 73.5 to 75.5 million down to 70 to 71 million. Okay, that difference is not too much, but the main reason is that Fastly's biggest customers, which is TikTok, their usage did not meet their expectations, and that resulted in a significant reduction in revenue from that customer. Okay, and not just that, but a few of their customers during the latter part of the third quarter had lower usage than what Fastly had estimated. Okay, so I mean, this is pretty understandable, guys. There's been so much uncertainty around TikTok, whether it's still going to be in the US or not, whether it's going to get banned, and the fact that most of TikTok's revenue, still less than 50%, but that's still a far majority of TikTok's revenue actually comes from US consumers. That also shows how much Fastly depends on TikTok's usage as well. Okay, so TikTok is actually about 12% of Fastly's revenue, which is quite a lot. And so if there's any kind of uncertainty related to TikTok, Fastly can get directly affected by it. Okay, so even the CEO here talked about how the current global environment has in some ways fueled their business, but they've also created areas of uncertainty. Okay, but they're also excited about the fact that they had a recent acquisition. They talk about how it really adds to the product portfolio and how it actually differentiates them further from their competitors. Okay, so I'm not too worried about this, guys. In fact, I'm pretty bullish on Fastly for the long term. Personally, I look for amazing dips like this. I think this is a short-term thing that can easily get resolved, and especially after their acquisition, I think over time, I wouldn't be surprised if Fastly even doubles over the next 3 years or so. Okay, so a pullback like this is exactly what you need if you're bullish on a stock to be able to add to your position. Okay, so I got in around $74 not too long ago, and I was kind of waiting for opportunities to where I can buy in again, considering it had shot up to almost $130. So in my opinion, I'll wait to see where it settles down, see if there's a bit of a recovery or if there's a further drawback tomorrow, and depending on how it looks, I'm actually going to add to my position. Okay, now even from a technicals perspective, if you see this green line here, the 50-day moving average is around 91.50, so it looks like it dropped exactly down to the 50-day moving average and kind of found some support there, but we have to keep an eye out tomorrow to see if there's any kind of a recovery. If 50-day moving average does end up becoming a strong support, that's going to be really good news for Fastly. Okay, so anytime there's news like this that comes out for a specific company about how their usage was lesser than expected or that they're expecting lesser revenue, it tends to affect other similar stocks as well. In the similar field, for example. So other cloud stocks also dropped nearly 5% after hours, like Datadog dropped a lot. Cloudflare is another stock that does a lot of edge computing, specifically cloud-based services. So even they dropped 5.5% after hours. Salesforce dropped, Twilio dropped. So a lot of software as a service and cloud-based companies dropped as a result of it, because it kind of dampens investors' expectations as to how much these cloud companies really benefited over the last quarter. Okay, but either way, guys, opportunities like this are exactly when you should pounce on a stock if you're bullish on it for the long term. Also, a quick update on some of the calls that I talked to you about in yesterday's video. I told you how I was watching Pinterest to see if it could actually break through its all-time high around 45.80, and if it was going to break through it and legs up, I recommended that buying calls on it would be profitable. But as you can see here, they never actually did. They shot up a little bit at market open, but they kept dropping back and they just never got back up to that all-time high. Okay, so it's reasons like this where you should actually wait for that confirmation of breakout where you're pushing through that resistance, converting into a support, and then going back up, and only then you should buy your calls. Okay, so let this be a learning lesson that it's always better to be slightly late and correct than early and wrong. Okay, so always watch for these key levels before you actually jump in, and that will always prevent you from getting into major losses. I was also watching Snapchat. Even Snapchat had an all-time high of 27.50. I was looking to see if it could break through. It almost looked like it was getting there, but again, it just bounced off and started going down again. So I'll still keep an eye out for it, see if there's any kind of a bullish move on it. For both Pinterest and Snapchat, actually, an analyst came out with a bullish bullish outlook on it and a higher price target. I did mention that in the previous video. So currently the analyst rating is $32 on Snapchat. So if we do see a breakout from that resistance, we could still see a leg up to $32. Okay, so until you have that confirmation, don't buy any calls yet. As of now, I am just holding my shares. I do have one covered call against it, but overall I'm not buying any calls on either Pinterest or Snapchat. Same thing happened with Chewy as well. I was looking to see if they could hit all-time highs and break through it, but they did not, and they just kept going down. So I'm just holding on to these 4 calls that I have. We still have 3 more months on them. I think there is room to grow if Chewy still goes back up eventually, but these are the calls that I'm holding on to. Okay, so stocks that I'm watching for tomorrow again are Fastly, Cloudflare. I'll look at Twilio as well. Again, same thing with Pinterest, Snapchat, and Chewy as well, to see if they actually go through these key levels that I'm watching. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you. If you enjoyed the video, please do smash the like button. Quick update on the Discord group as well. It has been growing like crazy. I started this group just 2 weeks ago, and I'm excited that we already have on 135 members. Okay, some of the calls here, just to give examples, the ARKK call is up nearly 200% that you can see here. This was like a brief overview on how the portfolio performed, 200% for the past year, which is exciting. I talked about Twilio calls as well, as to how I converted into a debit spread to make sure I take advantage of the gain here. So there, I keep giving a lot of real-time alerts, guys. I think a lot of you can benefit from it. So be sure to join the Discord group. It's completely free, and let's all make profits together. That's my only goal for all of you. Okay, thanks again for watching, guys. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Okay, thanks again for watching. Until next time.